Welcome everyone to our monthly podcast where we discuss the last month in video games and what we've been playing, what we're looking forward to, all stuff like that. This is obviously May 2026. It's the 30th of May when we're taking this live. So today I'm joined by two of my guests, and it's Alan, who's got a nice picture of Bond. We'll get to Bond, I'm sure. And Colm.
Wow.
How are we doing, guys? How are we doing?
Hot and cranky.
Mate, I think I feel I've been at a bloody convention all day filled with like 2,000 people all sharing the same body space. And let me say, right, guys, wear deodorant. Just wear deodorant.
Yeah, that's like coming to London and going on the tube. That's what you get.
Did they not have those machines that you get in TCG Simulator?
There you go.
No, I should have took some women, shouldn't I?
You should have made that suggestion. So next time, buy those machines, put two of them at the door, and it will spray everybody. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So it is May. Now June. Sometimes they say the summer. The idea is meant to be, guys. This is the idea. We're all meant to be outside playing, enjoying the weather, right? We're not meant to be inside playing video games. So this generally is the quiet months of the year for video games, right? Normally the big games do tend to come out in the winter and the spring, right? That is generally the way it goes. So there isn't that much that's come out. And we know there's one game that has come out. I know Alan's all over that we'll get to. So I don't know if it's going to be difficult pickings for me and Com. I do have a game that I can talk about. But Com, do you want to start, Com? Because I have no idea what you've been playing other than Resident Evil, which I know you played.
Yeah. Obviously, I've finished Resident Evil now for the channel. Working on some other stuff to possibly go back to it. But yeah, mainly Resident Evil, if I'm honest. Again, I think I made the points very, very clear on the final playthrough that I was like a little bit disappointed in regards to it. So many issues with the game. I don't know how many fixes they need to do, but there's at least another one that they need to stop the game from crashing. So I've been playing that, and I've also started taking a dive into Subnautica.
Yes. How is that? You already know my feelings on it. I can't handle the setting. That's just a personal thing. We don't need to get into that. I'm not going to go into my deep, darkest fears of water. But for me, I can't handle the setting. But how's I've heard that Anki Joe, for example, did a video and he wasn't that impressed. What about you? You played the first one or not? I know you were a big fan of the first one. So is it better or worse than the first one?
I think obviously the full game's not out yet. This is only like the beta kind of version of it. I don't think the full game's out till next year. It's okay. It's a bit more of what the first one was, if I'm honest with you. You build, you get stranded on this planet. You build your bases to survive. You scout and collect resources, and then it's a case of building up everything so you can go deeper and deeper into the ocean and try and unravel the story. What I've played so far, like I said, it just seems like the first game, just slightly different. And I can't complain. I like the first game, so yeah, it's treating me well at the moment.
Is it just bigger and better then? Kind of more of the same, but just obviously they've got a bigger budget, well, a much bigger budget, I would think, this time around, so they can make the game they maybe wanted to originally make.
I wouldn't say it's bigger and better at the moment, because obviously we haven't got access to everything that's in the game at the moment. Basically, we've got access to everything that you would do in the first game and a little bit more. But there's loads of stuff that's obviously still due to be released when they actually release the full finished game. But yeah, it's interesting. Different enemies, creatures, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just a game. It sounds weird because obviously it's a survival. I won't really say it's a horror as such, but it's quite a tense game, but it's quite relaxing at the same time for me because I can just chill, mosey around, do what I want to do, and yeah, that's it.
I guess it depends on what you're doing, Com. Like if you're in the shallow parts of the sea and there's a lot of sunlight coming on, it's probably much more of a kind of a tranquil, chill game. But if you go to I'm assuming there's underwater caves and stuff where it's much darker, that obviously changes the tension, surely. So there must be those elements to it as well as it being just a kind of gathering game.
Yeah. I mean, there is those elements to it. Like you can go down and dive really deep into depths. I remember I was just scavenging out in one of the machines I built, and I just found an abyss, like a deep, endless abyss, and I was like, "Yeah, let's not go down there just yet. I'm okay, thank you very much." Because you just went there and then you just looked down, it was just darkness, just pure darkness. I'm like, oh god. But I mean, the caves are there, but they've done quite well because the caves, they feel like they've got a little ecosystem of their own, even though it's the underwater sea and there's like life and everything about. There's stuff down there that's not out in the shallows or out in a deeper area. In the caves, it's like its own little ecosystem. So yeah, it's quite good.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, bear with me a sec. A little bit of an issue here. Can you still hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. My bad. Okay. Let me quickly welcome people in the chat before we move on. Big up to Kuva. Big up, lads. Rufus says, big up, everyone. Ryan's in the chat as well. Big up, Ryan. Big up, Alan and Tequila. You forgot Colm. Boo. And Rufus, apparently Com, according to Rufus here, there is some outrage going around Subnautica 2. Just in case
there is some controversies going around about its highly restrictive end-user license agreement and its major corporate legal disputes and some gameplay mechanics, to permanently fight predators and all that kind of stuff. I mean, two of them, it's kind of like, it is what it is. They can't really do much about that. But, I'm there to play a game. I'm not there to get into all the legal aspects of everything. You know what I mean?
Well, let's hope it doesn't get shut down like the Friday the 13th game did.
Well, yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't go that far. I guess we'll have to wait and see what they do. Alan. Well, no, actually,
yes.
Com. Anything else? Let's see if Com's got anything else. Anything you've been playing? Anything else, Com?
I've not really played anything else, to be honest with you. That's pretty much been it for me.
Right, Alan. I think I know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah.
If you want to start with that, or if there's been anything else before you get onto the big.
Before I get to the big one, I've been going through the Game Pass stuff. Obviously, everyone knows I like Skyrim, so I've been doing a bit more of that. I tried Hades 2 because you recommended that.
I'll be getting that soon. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So my feelings on it is I don't feel it's as good as the first one.
Okay.
But it's a good game. It's a good game. It's a fun little pick up. Have a good 20-30 minute spell on it. Yeah, it's good for that. I mean, I need to change the targeting system, like you said.
Yeah.
I'll give that a try because I maybe that might help my enjoyment of the game.
It will help the long range combat. It won't affect certain things. It won't affect.
Fair enough. But I just found it a bit janky in its basic setting. So yeah, I'll have a little fiddle with that. I'll probably do it a bit later on because what I'm doing is I'm racking up reward points for using Game Pass. If you play so many games, you get points for it, and I've racked up like £20 worth of in gift vouchers, which I'm going to save for maybe GTA or something. So there's a method behind the madness. So yeah, I've been saying Skyrim counts, the TCG card simulator game that counts as to Hades 2. And there was something else. Oh yes, the Prince of Persia game. Yeah, I dip in and out of that. That's a poor man's Hades, unfortunately.
I haven't tried it. Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia. Yeah, Prince of Persia Rogue. Yeah, it's a poor man's Hades. It's okay. It's fun. It's got interesting mechanics. You can wall climb and stuff like you could in the Prince of Persia games. Other than that, I dabbled a little bit in 2K26. I can't say I played as much as I did last month.
If you want an opportunity, Alan, to take a little rant, I think considering you've lost your save data twice, I think you more than deserve the opportunity to tell them what you think of them if you want.
If people don't know, obviously I play a lot of 2K26, at least I did. After patch 1.09, I turned the console on and I got greeted with the thank you for buying the such and such edition. This DLC's been unlocked. This has been unlocked. And I'm thinking, hang on, but I've got all this. I did all this before when I powered the game up for the first time. And then to my horror, everything was gone. Everything. All my CAW's gone. All my progress in Universe, My Rise, Showcase, all gone. The only thing it saved was the Ringside Pass content and my faction content. That was
Funny that.
Yeah, with that, the stuff that that they keep pushing down your throat every goddamn year, that seemed to have saved. So, but fine. So I've kind of not really gone back to it that much, which is a shame. I mean, I will dabble every now and again, but I'm not going to be into it as much. And I've actually said to you guys that I am strongly considering not buying 2K27 next year. You can hold me to that. That's how much they pissed me off, because this happened last year, 2K25. I don't know which patch it was. After a patch, I had exactly the same thing happen to me.
Well, that's why I couldn't handle it. The fact they've done it to you twice, the fact that the same glitch or the same bug, they didn't even bother changing the way they do stuff. They didn't change that. Why didn't they just change the way they do their save games, Alan? Why not let you have a backup slot?
Exactly. There should be a backup slot in there. There should be an onboard memory for these kind of things. Because when I mentioned the 2K last year, and they said, "Oh, it'll be in your cloud save." I'm thinking, no, it won't be in my cloud save. My cloud save's gone
because it overwrites it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they weren't much. I mean, I tried to bargain a little bit of VC off them.
Wow.
I said, how about some VC for the compensation for losing all my save data? Oh no, we can't do that. Yeah, of course you can't. Because you people are arseholes. So yeah, that's me with 2K26. Other than that, as everyone knows, I've been playing Bond recently, First Light, which has been good. I've really enjoyed it. It's been really good so far. It's been really good.
You've done free streams, I think, haven't you? How
far
free
stream.
do you think you are?
How long is it? It's meant to be 20 hours. It's meant to be a 20-hour campaign.
Okay, that's okay.
The fact is, you can actually go back to missions. You can actually unlock new gadgets as you go along the story, and then you can revisit past missions with those unlocked gadgets to see if you can change how you do things. Much like the Hitman games, really, which is good. There's a couple of things I don't like about it. I'm nitpicking. I noticed that when I was shooting some guys on the airstrip, I shot them in the hand, and the guns flew up in the air, and I'm thinking, I don't like that. That's like I've hit like a rocket or something, and the rocket just shot up like a kid's rocket. And I thought, I don't like that. The mechanics there, so that when you're close up to them, you shoot them, you can actually catch their gun. But if I'm that far a distance, that shouldn't happen. So yeah, it's a minor nitpick, but yeah, it sticks out a little bit. So that kind of broke it a little bit for me, but not overly. But mostly it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. I mean, the guy playing Bond, I think he's an Irish actor, Patrick Gibson, and they've actually modeled it on him. And the fact that they've taken a step to show Bond's training, which they've never shown in any media, any movie, they've never shown Bond's training from being in, the Navy to being into MI6.
Yeah.
So we've never seen that. So that's refreshing. It's and he comes across as quite cocky, but very inexperienced, which he should be. He shouldn't be, this, I can do this and I can do that. Well, of course you can't, because you've only just started. And we just started to unveil a little mystery about 009, and I'm interested to see where it goes.
There's a couple of comments in the chat. I don't know if I want to read one of them, because I think it's a troll, but I will read the Ryan one. He's asking, I think this is about 2K, Alan. I think it's about 2K. Have you beaten Dreams and Nightmares in Chicago? That's World Tour, isn't it?
That's World Tour. Oh, that's Cody Rhodes and Dusty Rhodes, isn't it? Yeah, I beat it. I'm in the final match of Chicago, like the last match you can actually do, and it's a piss take. I can't do it. I've tried so many times, and I nearly threw my controller at the actual window.
Yeah,
it's impossible, because you have to use a gold card, and you literally have to be 3 pink diamond opponents and a Galaxy Opal CM Punk. I've beaten all of them, but apart from I can't beat CM Punk. He's too hard. He's way too hard.
He's now asking you how you beat Cody.
I think you have to concentrate on one of them. One of them's weaker than the other one. I can't remember which one it was, but one of them's weaker.
You pinned him.
Yeah, I did pin him in the end. Yeah, I think I rolled him up. The roll-ups are your friend, Ryan. That's all I can say. In 2K26's my faction mode, roll-ups are your friend.
Unless you're called Lash Legend, then roll-ups aren't your friend.
Yes.
I am going to read out the Cuba comment. Alan, don't get upset.
Go on then.
He might be taking the mick out of me, which is okay. The big issue I have with Hades 2 is the voice actor for Melanoe. Is that how she's pronounced? You'd think I'd know. I play it. It doesn't sound very Bond-like.
Okay.
I
don't know who that is.
Yeah, she's the main character. I don't know who the voice
the main character. Okay.
Yeah, the witch. Yeah.
Of course, she can't say Bond. She's a woman. Kind of a female Bond. They're not allowed to.
No, that's why he's trolling. He's making light of things. Big up, mate.
Nice try, Kiva.
Okay, so Bond. Early impressions are you're liking it. You don't think it's perfect, which game is, but overall, is it hitting? Hey, look, we all hype up a game in our heads, right? If you ignore the marketing, because the marketing, well, let's face it, the marketing lies half of the time. So you pick it up in your head. So is it the game you wanted in your head before you started playing it, Alan?
Yeah, it is. It actually is. It's actually a game that's actually met my expectations. And that's hard to do these days. With any game that comes out, everything kind of falls short. Everything we've played, everything that's come out, whether it be Borderlands, whether it be Monster Hunter Wilds, they've all fallen short somewhere. Bond has kind of hit my expectations.
I'd say that's quite rare nowadays.
It's a rarity. And a friend of mine who I generally talk to at work, we were talking about GTA. He's always asking me, when's GTA out? What's the news on it? When is a new trailer? That sort of stuff. And I did say to him, Bond's out this week. I'll pick it up. I asked him today, did you get it? He said, no, I couldn't. It was sold out.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, well, that's a good sign. Can't be sold out everywhere. I buy disc games, so you can get this for love or money.
Everybody knows my stance on Bond. I don't like Bond, right? But what I can say, though, is that if there was going to be a games company who was going to make a Bond game, considering Alan loves the Hitman games, it literally is a match made in heaven for you, Alan. And that's what I always thought. It's not my cup of tea, but I don't play the Hitman games either, to be honest. So it's not my kind of game. But
I do recommend Hitman. You should give him a try.
I know. You've told me about it for years. I'm not a big spy guy, if I'm honest. I never have been really. Well, all that matters to me really is that if it's the game you want, Alan, that's the most important thing. Because so often, as I said, these games that we big up on our head, they too often they just don't hit the mark.
Yeah, they don't. Everything's been disappointing. Say even 2K26, that's been a disappointment, and that's mainly because how they've handled, their microtransaction my faction. They've nerfed how you can earn points. That's why that's probably one of the core reasons why I'm not playing it, because they've actually nerfed how I can farm points now. I used to get about 500 points a match. Now I only get about 130. I'm not playing 1,000 matches just to get to what I want. They can fuck themselves.
Yeah, but it's engagement, Alan. It's player engagement.
Yeah,
remember
what they should. But of course, but what they should learn is they're in the games business. Yes, they're a business, but they're in the games business. They need to earn money, but making the games fun, which they're not. They're concentrating more on the money and less on the fun.
Well, we've already spoken about it a little bit, but my big new game this month has been, obviously I've been doing XCOM and stuff like that, the XCOM one, so a lot of this stuff's the same, but the big game that I've started playing for me has been Hades 2. And I just read Kuva's comment. I'm not sure if I like it better or worse. It's one of those games that I won't know until the ending, because the big thing of the Hades was that I really enjoyed the Hades 1 storyline. Gameplay wise, there's not much difference.
All right. So I was going to cut in. Did you finish Hades 1?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, sorry.
And when I say I finished it, I mean I finished because Hades is the kind of game where you have to finish it 10, 15 times to get the full story. And I did.
Okay.
I finished it that many times. But it's not like it's a particularly long game. When I say I finished it 10 or 15 times, I mean I did the run 10 or 15 times, right? The run where you kill Hades at the end. It's one of those games you kill Hades or you defeat Hades. Who is your father in the first game, and that just opens up a whole new part of the story. and then you have to do further runs, and they get harder, and then they start adding different multipliers. You start getting extra boons, and you can increase the difficulty and lower the difficulty in some areas, and you get a lot more freedom. But you have to continuously beat Hades again and again and again, and each time you beat him, an extra part of the story unlocks. So in order to get the full story of Hades, you need to beat him like 15 times or something, which I did, which took a long time. But in Hades 2, I'm not at that point yet because I haven't completed it. I'm actually struggling more in Hades 2 gameplay-wise than 1. Maybe it's me just getting older or not liking the mechanics as much. The mechanics are very similar, but I am struggling a bit more. It's taking me longer to get past bosses in this one than the first game did. So maybe they've made it a bit more difficult. Or maybe I've just gotten worse as a player. Who knows? So, but I can't answer that. I honestly can't tell you if it's worse because I need to see the whole storyline. Because I do get the feeling, though, that maybe the storyline isn't quite as gripping as the first game. I feel that a little bit. Maybe the main character you play as the witch is not quite as engaging as the character from the first game was. The story maybe is, so far, it hasn't gripped me as much. I think that's fair. I won't know for sure until I finish the game before I can honestly say if I think it's better or worse. But I do think there is some truth in that maybe the storytelling maybe isn't quite as good because it hasn't gripped me as much, or maybe it's just because I've already played Hades 1 so much, and maybe there's not enough differences because the way the game is unfolding is similar. You do a run, you lose to a boss normally, and then that opens up more dialogue, and then eventually you beat that boss, you get to the next area, you face the boss, you normally get your ass kicked on the boss because you don't know the move patterns, and then you go back and then they talk about the new boss, and then you get. It's the same framework. So, they're not changing anything. It is more of the same, but maybe it's a little bit too much of the same. Maybe innovation isn't there. That might be a fair criticism.
I think when you become more powerful and you become more familiar with the game, I think you should stream a run.
The only issue I've got with streaming a game like Hades is because it's so action-packed and so you need to dodge so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on. Actually, monitoring a stream whilst playing that would be incredibly difficult because you would not be able to interact with people during the run. So it'd be one of those things where, I could stream it, but once I'm in the middle of a run, I ain't gonna have time to look over to my pad and start reading comments.
No, it's exactly just ignore people until Just to, as I say at the start of it, say, look, this is going to be intense. I'm not going to be able to interact with anybody right now, but keep the comments flying in, and I'll get you at the end.
Yeah. Com, did you play Hades, the first or the second?
I did. I've played both. Completed the first one. I haven't completed the second one yet. But I'm in the same position as you. This second one hasn't gripped me as much as the first.
Interesting, isn't it? Why? Is it because we've seen the first and it's just more of the same, so it's not quite as engaging, or is it just that maybe it flat out just isn't as good storyline wise?
I mean, I'm going to put it down to storyline because both games, they play basically the same. But I can go back to Hades, the first one, and play it and still enjoy it. Whereas it's weird because I really do enjoy playing the first Hades, but this one I'm struggling so much to get into it, and I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because obviously completing it, we've put so much time and effort into this first game and the story and this character in it that the new character, the witch, just doesn't give you that same what's the word I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you don't get the same back from it like you do the first game.
Is it less personable?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah,
that's what I think. Yeah. And is it because of the relationship? The main character, her relationship. She's never even met her family. Whereas I can't remember the character of the first name. You think I remember? Zagreus, that's what he called in the first game?
I think so.
It's Hades' kid.
It's Hades' kid, yeah.
So right there, you're interlocked with. Oh, you're kind of fighting to beat your father. So right away, it's a much more personable story, right? Because it's like you're trying to kind of beat your father, surpass him, and kind of impress him at this all in the same part, right? Yeah, Zagreus, that's it, something like that. Yeah, that's right. But in this one, it's like, you know, you're playing it as her, and she's kind of estranged. She's never even met her family because she's taken when she's a kid, and it's this whole kind of revenge plot and stuff like that. But she doesn't get to interact with, at least at this point in the game. Like I say, after you complete the game, I'm sure maybe you do start interacting with the characters like Hades. I'm sure he's probably in the game in some form. Probably Zagreus is probably in the game in some form as well, I'd imagine, unless he's dead. You probably are going to come across these characters, but probably not until you get much further into the game. I don't know. But so far, I think that's what it is. It doesn't. The relationships don't seem as strong. Maybe it's just a setting that because she's an outcast, isn't she? She's like,
yeah, maybe it is. But I mean, I really liked playing the Zagreus storyline, because every time I mean, you get so far and you die, and as you're walking through, your father will be like, berating you like, oh, you're dead again. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, look at you died again. You never escape, and that kind of just drives you, doesn't it? It's like, I'm going to do this because you keep telling me I'm not going to do this.
You're looking forward to beating him. It's like I'll show you, old man.
And that's exactly.
Yeah. No, there is something to it, because obviously me and Colm have picked up on the same thing. There is something to it. It's hard to know exactly. There is something that's not quite as engaging. It doesn't mean it's a bad game. I think it's still the best game I've probably played this year, if I'm being honest. Not that I've played that much. It's probably that and Car Got Simulator are probably the two. TCG, yeah, my probably two favorite games, which just kind of tells you all you need to know about how I feel about the gaming industry.
The TCG Simulator game is amazing.
Well, it is, yeah. 100%.
It's amazing.
Well, that's what I've been playing. I need to know more. I can't give a definite review of it or anything like that, because I'm probably not even halfway through. I haven't even beaten. I keep dying to the Cerberus dog. I don't know why. I can more or less do a flawless run up till that bloody dog. And then for some reason, I don't know why, my head can't. I'm just struggling against him. I can more or less go the whole rest of the run and not be hit by anything now. I get to him and I'm dead in a minute. I don't know why. There's something I'm doing wrong. Obviously, I haven't looked. I don't want to look at the guide. I don't want to do that stuff. I really don't. So I'll persevere, but that is where I'm stumbling at the minute. I just can't seem to beat this boss for whatever reason. I'm doing something wrong. So I don't know how far into the game I actually am, because it could be he's still one of the early bosses. I don't think so. I think it's like the third area, but I don't know how many areas there are in the game, so I don't know.
But I mean, like, the thing is as well with Hades 2. You're not the only one, because loads and loads of players, myself included, when we got to Hades, it was a roadblock. When we got to Cerberus, sorry, it was just a roadblock.
I'm not the only one who struggles with this, dude.
Yeah, no, you're definitely not. It's a thing that a lot of people have mentioned, because I think his health pool's ridiculously big. He's got loads of AoE attacks. Yeah. The arena's cluttered as hell.
Yeah, it's small.
So it's very. I think that is a bit of a big difficulty spike just to throw at you. Because the rest of the game before it's not relatively bad. You can navigate it, but that is a massive difficulty spike.
I haven't cracked it yet. At some point, hopefully I will, but I still haven't managed to crack it yet. So.
I mean, I think the best way to do it, if nobody's ever played Hades 2, Elden Ring. Mm-hmm. The best way to describe it is the woman with the sword. I can't remember what her name is.
Yeah, I know. I know the boss you're on about. Yeah, I know the boss you're on about. That's crazy, Colm, that one.
Yeah, I can't remember what her name is for the life of me.
Yeah, it's my tongue as well. Yeah, I know the boss. I already know.
Milena.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
is it Millennia?
Millennia or something like that. Yeah. It's literally like that, because once you get a grip of like Elden Ring and stuff, you can navigate the bosses quite comfortably, and then you meet her, and it's just a massive difficulty spike out of nowhere, and it's like, oh my god, and you die so many times, and I'm fed up of bloody fighting that woman. But yeah, that is the equivalent, I would say.
The funny thing is, Colm, that the game knows, because obviously the game keeps track. It keeps track as where you died. It even keeps track of the last enemy that's killed you. So the game is smart enough to know that I'm struggling on this boss because I've died to this boss like 3 or 4 runs in a row now. Right, I can get there nearly every time, and then I die to the boss. And the game knows this. And some of the comments I'm getting from some of the NPCs are trying to give me advice how to beat them. So the game has picked up on, and this is where it's a very, very smart game. The game's picked up on, oh, he's hit this roadblock. He's struggling to beat him. So there's lines in the game. Let's see if we can give him little hints, little comments to some of the NPCs. For example, one of the NPCs, I can't remember which one, said to me, stay away from his front. His weak spot's in the back. I never asked them about it. They came out and just told me. So they picked up on, the game picked up on, he's dying to this boss more than once. He's struggling with the boss. So stuff like that is really good because it makes the world feel alive. It makes the world feel like, okay, so the character is struggling to get past this roadblock, and the NPCs are trying to help her out by giving her advice.
Yeah,
little things like that.
And yeah, it is that one, Kuva, the Milena Blade of Miquella.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
She's a bitch.
Well, what we can.
I have been playing RuneScape. Sorry.
RuneScape. What's that?
Yeah. RuneScape. It's a online MMO RPG that many people probably would have played. You were either RuneScape or World of Warcraft when you were younger. I was a RuneScape kid. Yeah, mate, it's okay. Old. I can't even remember when RuneScape was out. To be honest with you, RuneScape release date. There we go. So RuneScape came out in 2001, and it's still going to today this date. So I got back into that. I was like, yeah, why not? I ain't played it in a long time. It had a massive issue with bots over a number of years. They seem to have all been gone, and I've gone back into it and like, why did I used to like this game? Because this game is boring, and it is not changed at all. So I've stopped playing that again.
So it's not been updated in the last 24 years then since you played it last.
But I mean, it has. It's got RuneScape. It's got the old school RuneScape or OSRS, if you're a nerd. And then it's got RuneScape 3, which is the more modern version, better graphics and stuff like that. But I mean, the overall, they add new skills and new quests and stuff, but it's just basically point and click, really. You click everywhere you want to go. You can't control it with your keyboard or anything like that. You perform spells by pressing 1, 2, 3, 4 because you've got little slots if you're a spellcaster and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not really updated. It is very, very dated. You can just tell by playing it. It's very dated.
I haven't played an MMO since. I'm not even going to talk about it because Alan will just go. Elder Scrolls Online.
Oh yeah, that. I was going to say I haven't played one since. Yeah, then. But I think before that was Fantasy Star.
I remember Fantasy Star. Yeah, I remember Fantasy Star. Yeah, a long time ago. Okay, so that is the crux of what we've been playing. Unless anyone else has got anything else they've played. If not, we'll talk about. Although I think there's not that much to talk about because I don't think there's that much coming out. I know Alan's got a game to talk about. In fact, let's start there, Alan, since I know for sure you've got something you're looking forward to. So, what are you planning to play in June? Anything coming out that?
Well, this depends if I can get the console to play it on, because I don't think my son will let me have his. And that's I want to play Star Fox. That they're I want to say re-releasing, but it's not really a re-release. It's one of those built from the ground up sort of deals. So this is Star Fox on the it was originally on the N64, so Lilac Wars, as it was. And it's been given the graphical overhaul that it so duly deserves. I mean, I used to play that game day and night. Go to college, come home, straight onto Star Fox, and I'll be on it for the rest of the day. And I'll do this consistently. There was a point where I went to I stayed at a friend of a friend's house in Toulouse, in France, and I noticed they had an N64. And inside that, in the N64, they had Star Fox, and I thought, okay. I was looking at it for quite a while, for a couple of days, and I thought, screw it, I'm going to put higher score on there, and I did. I doubled up the high score they had on that console, and I was, proudly put my initials on there.
I remember
yes.
it. I remember Star Fox. I do remember it.
The Super Nintendo version was it was okay, and it was of its time, but it really came into the crux, in '97 when they released Lilac Wars. And I saw this video, I think about probably a month ago, and I thought, wow, they're actually bringing out Star Fox again, and they showed like comparison videos between some of the levels, and I thought, I remember these. I mean, that little device I bring to you when we watch Mania. I've got Star Fox on that, and every now and again I just hook it up and I just play it. And to play this game completely rebuilt with 4K graphics, they got new cutscenes that have never been done because it was a very basic game. So there's nothing like cutscenes. You just get like a radio from the old, the general. I mean, I just can't wait. I really can't wait. So I'm going to do my best. I mean, I have to put some money on the World Cup or something to get this working.
There's people in the chat, and I think there's certainly truth to some of these statements. Kufa says sometimes basic is just what you need, and Kufa says Star Fox was a gem, so replayable, and maybe that's the key. Maybe I don't know if it's an age thing, Alan. Com's not quite there yet, but maybe do we need more simpler? I mean, I'm playing games like XCOM, which is anything but simple. So maybe for me, I don't know. But
that's very true.
Is that what we need more of? Do we need just pick up and play and not have to do mental gymnastics in our head to get around it?
I think there's sometimes when you just need a game, you can just pick it up and stick it on and just play it for 30 minutes to an hour or something. I think, do you know what? I'm chilled and relaxed. I mean, that TCG game, that is a perfect example of a game that doesn't require too much. You can just go into it. You can play a couple of days worth. Sometimes, when I first started playing it, I think I did like a week's worth in one spell. But basic is good. You don't always need a complicated game. You don't need to be standing there trying to stretch your head working out a puzzle on some wall or something. Sometimes it's just good to just go into it, do what you got to do, and that is it. And Star Fox is one of those games.
Well, as I've told you in WhatsApp, Alan, we know they're jacking up these Switch 2 prices. So you better hurry up, man. Hurry up, mate. The
race is on.
But good luck. Colm, June. It is a dead month for game. More often than not, it normally is a dead month anyway. Is there anything you've got your eye on at all, or is it? Even if it's not a new game, what are you going to be playing in June? Do you have any plans, even if it's not a new game?
I've got 3 games that I'm keeping my eye on at the moment for June. The first one is Gothic 1.
What's that?
Which is the remake. It's a remake. It's a RPG action adventure game. Can't remember when the first one came out. It's a bit like, I think it's a bit like Skyrim-esque. Probably not as well put together as Skyrim, obviously. It's from THQ Nordic, who are bringing it out. I've played the original many years ago. It were all right, and I'm bringing out a remake, so I might just do some nostalgia and go back to that, to be fair. There's something called the 7 Guest remake as well, which is adventure puzzle. It's an adventure puzzle mystery kind of game. All about, I think it's like ghosts, all that kind of stuff. You're trying to figure out how they've died. There's like puzzles and everything to solve in this mansion, and stuff like that. So it's probably not a streaming game. It's probably one that I would play off stream, just to chill with. And the one that I'm really keeping a close eye on the most is Broken Law Follow. It's a psychological horror game. It's part of a saga. It's a prequel to the game Unfollow, if anybody has played that. And it explores all the dark side of like social media and everything. It's very intense psychological first-person horror. So I'm quite looking forward to that one.
Are these mostly on the PC? I think they.
No, they're on all systems: PC, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Interesting. I know you like your horror games. I'm still waiting for you to do one on the channel, which we'll get to later on. You might be
done a horror game. Resident Evil's a horror game.
No.
If you type Resident Evil,
no,
it comes under the subcategory of horror.
Well, No. Okay. So Biohazard number 7, because of the first person view and everything, that might have delved into a little bit of horror. I think because you play as Leon so much, I know you can change your viewpoints before you say that, but because you play as Leon and Leon just kicks the shit out of most things, which you know that he does, I don't think you can say Resident Evil Requiem is horror.
But it's classed as a survival horror game.
But I don't think that you think it's the horror.
It's definitely. I know it's not a horror. I don't think it's a horror. It's way too easy to be a horror. But it's classed as a survival horror game. So technically, I've played a horror game.
I suppose. As for me, look. I don't know when this game's coming out. I thought it was meant to be already out, but it's not. And when I go to the page on Xbox, right? So I go to like the games on the Xbox library, but it always says game not available. So there must be some kind of issue that it's not come out yet. It's out on the PC. It's called Dispatch. I mentioned it before. It was in my game. It was on my most anticipated games list. So Dispatch is on. If you type in Dispatch on the Xbox, right, the game is there. Game not available. So they've announced it. It was announced a couple of months ago, but it still hasn't come out, and there's no date on it. So I'm still waiting. At one of these days, I'm going to go because I check it like every week, right? In case is it finally out yet? Is it finally out yet? And it never is. So I'm assuming 1 week, at some point, 1 week I will go there and it will actually be out, or at least it will have a date when it's coming out. Because I don't know why it's there, and it's still there. It's been there for months, just sitting there with the game not available. It's weird.
It's 25 quid on Steam.
25 quid. It's going to be more now on Xbox, right?
It's 25 quid on Steam.
Yeah. I know it's on PC. I am aware, but I wanted to play it on Xbox. So I'm going to say Dispatch, despite me having no idea if it's going to be out in June. But as soon as it comes out, I'm going to buy it because I've wanted to play it ever since I heard about it. Because it's right up my alley. It's like a superhero management, kind of turn-based management, social life like Persona, where you hang out with superheroes, you kind of control them and you dispatch them because you kind of technically play as a dispatcher on like a walkie-talkie, telling them where to go. So it's a weird kind of game with apparently a really rich story. Only thing I don't like about it is it, at least on the PC, it came out in episodes. I don't think they're doing that with the Xbox version because obviously it's finished, right? The game's finished now, so all the episodes have come out, so they're going to release it. It's just one package, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to play it episodically. I don't want to do that shit. But until the game comes out, I can't say, but I can keep saying, oh, it could be out any minute because it could be out any minute. I'm pretty sure it should already be out. I'm pretty sure that they said like spring. And technically, I suppose we're still in spring. It's May, just about still May. So I guess we're just about still in spring. So there's still time, I guess. Otherwise, it's been delayed. But I don't know why it's been delayed because there's not even a release date on it.
Yeah, apparently it's to do with censorship.
Really?
Yeah, I was just looking up on it now. It says on February 2nd, 2026, Ad Hoc confirmed that an uncensored physical release would not be possible on Nintendo systems. However, they were unable to explain why different SKUs could not be made for international versions similar to The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk, citing legal reasons. On February 15th, 2026, Ad Hoc reportedly reverted one of their censored materials in the game in an attempt to resolve the issue. They once again reiterated in March 2026 that they were still working with Nintendo to revert the port censorship while confirming that the game's Xbox Series X release to be the same uncensored version to that of the original PlayStation 5 and Windows ports. So there we are. It's censorship.
Snowflakes are making the game delay, basically.
Yeah. So the reason it's not, so I can't play it is because there's some kind of naughty scene somebody doesn't like in there.
Yeah, some arsehole was offended by someone. I don't know.
But this is what I don't understand. Like, it's pathetic. Think about all the games we grew up with on the PlayStation 1s and 2s. I mean, you had Conker's Bad Fur Day, for Pete's sake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is the most non-PG game I can actually think of, apart from like Manhunt and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and there was no Leisure Suit Larry. There was no issue with bringing games out that had like spicy content or something like that in it.
Yep.
Back in the day, why has the world just become one giant snow globe with everyone being a pissing snowflake?
Yep. Yeah, apparently it's all Nintendo. From what I'm reading a bit more of this.
What's that got to do with affecting Xbox, though, Alan?
No, it said, I don't know. It said upon the game's launch on the Nintendo eShop on January 28th, 2026, players reported that certain scenes in the game featuring nudity, sexual content, and crude gestures had been censored by default and could not be disabled, which was previously an optional toggle in the game's PlayStation 5 and Windows versions. In response,
Oh,
Ad Hoc
boo-hoo.
Studio claimed that the Switch ports were censored due to Nintendo's content criteria, and claimed the core gameplay and narrative experience remain identical to the original release.
Oh, boo-hoo, you're going to see some pixels and zeros and ones that make up tits. Oh,
Yeah.
boo-hoo.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Well,
can go on
yeah.
the internet and find worse than that.
Exactly.
It's not exactly difficult. Let's be honest. I don't know. I haven't got an answer. People in the chat don't know either. Root. Who knows? Like, there's no real reason.
So this is basically the boys, the game.
Yeah.
Well,
Cool. I'll play it myself then.
yeah, you might. Yeah, you might like it, Alan. Yeah.
I can be home. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, we're assuming that whatever the scenes are, whether or not the developers are actually going to have to go back and actually delete the scenes just to get it, is it worth their time? I don't know. Is it worth their time? Are they going to get a lot of sales on the Xbox? I hope that they still go through. I hope they don't bulk and just say, you know what, this ain't worth the hassle. We've already got it on the PlayStation, which is the main console most people own. I mean, they might care about getting it on the Switch because the Switch has got a lot of fans. But
no, 'cause it's the Switch that's causing this issue, isn't it? It's not Xbox. It's
this
Nintendo.
is why I don't understand why the Xbox version hasn't just come out then.
Yeah,
What's it
so
got to do?
what they need to do then, basically, is go, okay, Nintendo, fuck off. You're not getting the game. Here you go, Xbox. Here's the game. That's all they need to do.
Yeah, PS5 have got it. So what's the problem?
Another reason to be jealous of the PS5, Alan, as if Xbox hasn't given me enough reasons to bolt.
Well, we all know where I stand with Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah, you sold yours. In case people don't know, Com no longer has an Xbox, bless him.
No, got rid of it. Because I'm fed up with their shit.
Okay, so we've covered the games we're probably going to be playing, or at least we're thinking of. We've covered what we've been playing. So what we'll do for this end part is there is the old E3 time frame is upon us. There is no more E3, but it is the beginning of June where E3 used to take place. So instead, we get all these the Summerfest stuff with all our favorite hosts, Jeff Keighley, and the other robots that are going to be there. I'm sure Kojima will be there, sucking Jeff Oss as he normally does. Come on, we know it's true, but you'll see it. Now, I don't think any of us are really expecting that much. Yes, we can be cynical, but we also are not silly anymore. Are any of us expecting something just out of nowhere? Something that maybe had been rumored but still not confirmed, that they could show us that would just say, that is what I'm really looking forward to. I finally have something, even if it's a year or two from now, that I can follow and I can really get excited about. Is there anything we're expecting to see from next week?
I'm wanting to see the game that was all the... I had loads of push and then it went completely quiet. And that's Fable, because God knows what's going on with that game.
Oh, I've got news about that actually. I literally just come across it. It's been delayed to February 2027.
What we're getting first, GTA 6 or Fable?
Wow.
Currently GTA 6, but you know, who knows?
It is pathetic, you know. It's
Well, that's taking the amount of comms wishes.
Yeah.
So you might get. Well, no, if it's been, hold on, if it's been delayed, you still might get something. It might have been delayed.
We'll probably get what we got last year. We'll get the same clips we got last year.
Yeah. You might get exactly the same. Yeah, you might get exactly the same clips.
So I've still got Persona.
Which one? Because there's
The
more than
remake,
one.
Persona 4 remake. I don't think we'll get out Persona 6. We might get some at Persona 6, but I think we're definitely going to get some at Persona 4.
Well, that is obviously up mine and Com's alley. If we can get I've never played any Persona 4 at all, so it'll be completely new to me. Obviously, Com has played the original, but for me, I still need to get. To be honest, I should be playing 4 before 5 anyway. I've struggled to get into 5, so maybe I should just cut my losses, play 4, and then go back to 5 in a year or something. We'll see. Yeah, I'll be up for that, Com. It's not my number one game that I'd be looking forward to, but I enjoyed Persona 3 so much that I would rather play it in the proper order, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But
We never know. We might get Persona 6 news, possibly. Because it's already been leaked. The main character has already been leaked. So,
number 6.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's only one thing I want, and I'm not going to get it. And that's the Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, no. It's. Do you mean the remake or the new game, which is kind of a remake, but not
The new
really?
game. No, the remake. But yeah, they're not going to do that.
But no, that they only announced it, didn't they? Yeah, I mean, you are talking. I mean, depending on how long in the process, I got the impression, Alan, by the trailer, and we know that you shouldn't believe any trailer. There's so many examples we've got of a game's trailer coming out, and then the final game is absolutely nothing to do with the trailer, right? We can all think of some games that have done this. So that trailer, Alan, we saw, that could be literally just put together by a bunch of people who are not even working on the game. Or maybe it's further along than we think, and maybe that footage will be there. Yep. We have honestly no way of knowing, but I think it's a while off. So I think you're looking at 5 years. I think you could be looking at 5 years.
What I'm really honestly, I think what I'm hoping for, and I think you and Al would probably agree, is we get a shock surprise announcement from Capcom, and they actually announce that they're working on the remake of Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, please. I doubt that very much. That's why my recent Bond playthrough gave me giggles, because I was thinking I remember Resident Evil 5 before the virus kicks in. I started laughing to myself. I thought there's some things I want to say here, but I better not, because I get in trouble.
Well, yeah. I don't think there's going to be anything groundbreaking. We might get a bit more knowledge on games that we already know are coming out. We might get a new trailer a little bit.
Maybe
I don't think
maybe.
Yeah,
they announced it, didn't they? Already.
I don't know if they've. I don't know if they've. I know that it's apparently it's the next one to get the remake treatment, but I don't. Have they actually officially? You're the one who told us about it. Have they officially said on official channels that they are remaking Veronica next, or is it more of a rumor?
Bear with me. Let me have a look, because there's a web. Let me go to the website I found it on. It's been a while since I've even looked at it, to be fair. So, the highly anticipated Resident Evil Code Veronica remake is currently in development stage at Capcom, spearheaded by the team behind Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remakes, currently scheduled for an early 2027 release. The game is rumored to feature an expanded storyline, heavier gothic, horror themes, and an updated over-the-shoulder perspective. So we might get some Code Veronica news, maybe. Yeah.
Also, I'll tell you one thing I might be expecting as well. Speaking of, because talking about Capcom has just kind of got my, I think we might see a Monster Hunter, the Monster Hunter expansion. I know that me and Alan in particular kind of not overwhelmed with the game, but maybe the expansion could fix a lot of the issues. I don't know. But that they are 100%. It is in that time frame, Alan, where the expansion is meant to come out. It will be about a year and a half or so since.
That's very true. There should be definitely some news on expansion. So maybe we'll see that.
Yeah.
Maybe that actually might make the game harder and more challenging.
Alien Isolation. Is there a chance? When did they start? When did they announced it? Maybe nearly 2 years ago. They said, "Oh yeah, we are now working on it." Could they maybe at the point where they can show?
They announced development in October of 2024, 10 years after the first game released. So it's like a 10-year anniversary. So yeah, they're only nearly 2 years into development. So there could be another couple of years off. They did show a teaser, didn't they? And it was very basic.
Like 10 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's very basic. Basically, just to tell everyone, yes, we're working on it. We are doing this. So, mate, I wouldn't say, no. Maybe they might just show the same thing again. Who knows?
Oh, I hope not. I hope you get a bit more.
I hope you get a bit more, because that was a fun game. You can help stream next time.
It'd be fun to be a co-op, wouldn't it? That'd be amazing.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to get the green light announcement from Square Enix as well.
Or a Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah, another remake.
Okay, so the Final Fantasy VII remake, Part 3, we probably are starting to. I know. Even though I had issues with the second part, and I did. I don't need to go over again. I still am interested to see, especially how they finish the story. So I would be lying if I wasn't intrigued by that. And the time frames probably suggest that it's probably about time where they might start showing it. If you mean an actual remake of another older game, Com, which one would they choose?
Well,
it's going to
yeah,
be 9. It's
The
going to be.
rumor is it's going to be 9. They're not even going to. You do 8. Come on,
I'd rather
do
them
8.
I'd rather them. You know what? I actually would like 6 as well. 6 had a really good. I know people remember 6. I know it is very old, right? This is like early 90s. I don't know if people remember 6. It's difficult to play. It is difficult to play now. There's no getting around it because it is so dated. But the storyline is one of the better storylines there's been in Final Fantasy 6. I would be all over a remake of that because as long as they kept the storyline and they just they could really go to town, and a literal proper remake, not just a dust up with slightly better graphics. I mean, a proper remake like they did for Final Fantasy 7. That actually would be my choice because number 6 has got such a great story. It's just very difficult to get into because it's 35 years old. So I'll be up for it. Number 6. What about you, Com? Alan, do you have any preference? I know you're not that big on Final Fantasy. If they could remake any one, would you have any preference?
Not really, because obviously I'm like you. I'm a massive fan of number 7.
Yep.
I never really played the remake to it because it was on the PlayStation at the time, and I didn't really have a PlayStation.
It's on the Xbox now.
It's on the Xbox, of course it is. Yeah. So, do you recommend it? As a remake?
Yes, it's a very good game, and because you haven't got quite the same interest in it that I did, you won't be upset at the second part. I am because of a certain interest I have. Yeah, you won't mind. You probably won't care. So yes, I would say that you would enjoy it. Yeah.
Okay, I'll give it a whirl then.
Yeah. Com, which one would you remake then? 9.
6.
You choose 6 as well.
Yeah, mate. I might just download it again because nothing gives me more satisfaction than
it
absolutely decimating Kefka.
I know, yeah, and he deserved it. But is it not too? I'm asking, is it not too dated? Isn't it too much? Can you really go back?
It probably is, which is why they haven't started with 6 and stuff. I mean, they were always going to start with 7 because it's got everybody's favorite child in it, Cloud. But I mean, why not? Why not do it? They've got all these new things that they could do. I mean, keep it as close to the story as you possibly can. But you can update it a little bit, I suppose. I mean, we could say the same thing about Final Fantasy 7. Wasn't that too dated to get an update? Or Final Fantasy 9, which they're planning on doing, is that not too dated to get an update?
I'll tell you why. It's because Final Fantasy 7 and then obviously 8 and 9 were PlayStation, and it's weird, isn't it? It's like for some reason when you think of the PlayStation, you start thinking of 3D graphics. When you go back further than that, it almost feels like even though there's only a couple of years difference between Final Fantasy 6 and 7, I think Final Fantasy 7 was like 96 or 97. And I think Final Fantasy 6 was like 95. So really, it's only like a 2-year difference. But there was such a jump from the Nintendo and the Sega machines. There was such a jump when the PlayStation first came out that it almost feels like it was much longer period. It's not, but it feels like that way because of the way technology was. There was such a jump in technology between those two machines.
Yeah,
so that's
3
why.
years gap.
Yeah.
But I mean, the thing is, though, surely that benefits them a lot more. Now, with it, obviously, Final Fantasy 7 were all, like you said, 3D graphics and all this kind of stuff. So surely that would have been harder to get right than having it change from pixel 2D to a whole 3D, all shining, all sparkling new place, because nobody really knows what it would have looked like in 3D, where we've all got kind of a rough guesstimate of what 7 looked like already.
I think the reason why they chose 7 Com. You've already said it, right? Money.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, right? Because they know that Final Fantasy, especially around the world, maybe in Japan less so, because in Japan the Final Fantasy games were quite well known. But before Final Fantasy 7 arrived, it was very much a niche thing until Final Fantasy 7 arrived, and then it became massive in America, in Europe. And then it became a worldwide name. But before that, it was only really this little role-playing game that was only known in Japan mainly. And then it exploded. So that's why they've done it. It's because everybody remembers, like you just said. What's the first RPG game so many of us played? Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, yeah.
So, I would choose 6 as well. I am with you, Com. I don't think they will. I think you're right. I think that the fans, for some reason, the reason I've never understood, seem to adore number 9 so much. I don't get it. I don't. Each to their own. I don't understand it. But that is what the fans are going to say. If you polled all the Final Fantasy fans, other than 7, that they are going to put 9, bruv, and they know that. That's why it's 9.
Yeah, and I mean, Rufus is saying he wants Final Fantasy X, but they did a HD remake already of that. I don't think they touch it. I don't think they touch it for a while.
It's not. Com's right when he says number 6 needs it the most. So number 6 needs it more than number 9 does, but number 9 needs it than number 10 because number 10, you can get the high definition version, as Com said. It still holds up decently. I'm not saying it. You can still tell it's an old game, but it's got voice acting. I know the voice acting is bad, but it's got voice acting and stuff like that. It's still, you can put that. I've wanted to stream it. I may still stream it at some point, number 10, because I've always wanted to stream it because it's one of my favorite games.
100%, yeah.
But yeah, 100%
completion.
I can do 100% completion in Final Fantasy X. What I can't do is Final Fantasy X X2 because I am never doing that again. The sequel, when they're Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
And the one I'm talking about, don't ask. Yeah, I ain't never 100%. 100% number 10 because I've done that before. I ain't 100%.
And you got 100% 10-2 to get like the true ending.
Get the proper ending where he and her end up together.
Yeah, it's like what? Why have you locked that behind
crazy
100% wall?
And crazy. And if you missed one thing that you could have easily missed really early on, it's not the kind of game where you can just go back and collect it. If you screw it, that's like you screwed the whole playthrough. You have to start again. And this is a long ass game. This isn't no short game. So you needed a guide, Com. You had to have a guide. You might be able to get away with it now on the internet, but at the time, you needed to buy that damn guide. Did I buy that damn guide? Yes.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I didn't get the guide. I got the game. I didn't get the guide.
And then I had no choice. I had 100% to get the ending because I'm a mug.
Yeah.
Well, I've got some of the guides on my bookshelf.
Well, you still own some guides?
Yep, still got them. Still got the Final Fantasy guides.
Really? Which ones?
Definitely Final Fantasy 7. I think I've got 9 and 10 as well. Or is it 8 and 9?
Mate, they won't be. I think you should just send them to me. They won't be. Just clear up some shelf space for you. Don't worry about it. I'll take them off your hands.
You're gonna flog them or something. He's gonna find out they're worth loads of money. Or something.
They're worth a lot of money.
There you go, Alan. There you go, Alan.
That's gonna fund my Switch. Nice. Right, we got. I've got to go to the right channels then, won't I?
Is this on eBay? You can sell them. Is that the place, or is there certain collectors you got to sell them to? Com?
There are collectors. I mean, you can get it. You can sell it on eBay. The last sold. Let me just have a look for you, very very quickly. Keep talking, and I'll let you know.
I want to run away to my shelf and have a look and see what they are.
Whilst Com does his research, is there anything else you can think of that you think there's a chance they could announce, which is going to get you giddy over the next week?
I wouldn't mind seeing some more footage of State of Decay 3.
Because
the cat's out of the bag. They've said it's heavily in development. They said it's on its way. It's going to be out hopefully in the next 12, 18 months. I hope. Hopefully we see some more. We see some updates on it next week. I'd love to see that.
They never got back to me. I don't know if I don't know.
That's right. Because you put your name forward, didn't you?
Yeah,
to beta test it.
Yeah, they never got back to me.
So
maybe they
definitely have you on it. That'd be great. Obviously, you have to sign an NDA because you obviously can't talk about the game to anybody. Oh, yeah. You're not allowed to, so you can't really talk to anybody.
I think I've put in enough time. Not just. I mean, if you guys knew how many times I've played that game, I think I'd be in a good position to actually give them valuable criticism. I think I'd be. I played it enough to actually tell you what's good and bad about it.
And should say everybody the next playthroughs of State of Decay are on the channel, so do check them out. They're awesome. Sorry.
Yeah. No, it's good. Yeah, do watch them.
Nail biting. Some of the close calls you had in that game. My God,
it's a very intense game, especially on the hardest difficulty. You make one mistake and you're dead. It is that simple. I will be up for that. State of Decay. Yep. We know it's not out this year, but it is rumored for next year. I am skeptical about it next year because as much as I love the game, I know the studio very well. I know what they can. I know what they do well. I know what they don't do well. Them sticking to deadlines is not something they do well. So
No. Well, they are a small studio, even though they are bankrolled by Microsoft.
They are. Yeah, they are still. They're not a gigantic studio. I don't know. They're not an independent studio. They're one of those middle A, double A on Anderson games. They're a double A game.
It's fine, Boston.
Yeah. So yeah, I would be interested in that. I think there's a decent chance we might get a bit more information on when Microsoft do it. I can see do that. GTA. I know Com's still doing his research, so he won't care about GTA. Alan, GTA. Are we going to see more of that?
I hope so, because Strauss, the guy who runs Take-Two Interactive, they obviously had their financial call. Everyone, because I'm on X, so I follow everyone on X about this. And the amount of people on there said, "Oh, there's going to be a new trailer drop today. We're going to get the pre-order today," that kind of stuff. And I thought, and this was on the Monday before the financial call. And I thought to myself, well, you're not going to get that because they've got to do the financial call first to work out things. And obviously everyone was raging, thinking, "Oh, we didn't get this, we didn't get that." And I'm thinking, well, call your boots. You have to wait. They already said months ago that they're confident it's going to come out in November, and there's going to be a big summer campaign. Summer starts next month, so you might get something next week. I'm not overly confident because we know Rockstar like to be a law unto themselves.
Yeah,
they don't really pander to many studios. PlayStation, I think they might gravitate to a bit more because my earliest memory of Grand Theft Auto was playing on the PlayStation, the original one. The original overhead version was the PlayStation game.
I will mention something that it's just kind of came out, or at least it's broken over the past few days or so. Although it was rumored for a while, it's only officially been confirmed, I think, recently. Com played it, but I don't think he was enamored with it. Alan, I think you tried this game, but I don't think you loved it either. This is the game where I wish Pete was here because he loves it even more than me. I love it the second most out of us four, and that's The Witcher 3. It's getting an expansion.
I heard about this. After all these years, it's getting an expansion. I'm guessing, is this to bridge the gap between 3 and 4?
Yeah,
right.
That
makes sense.
That's exactly what it's going to do, Alan.
That makes perfect sense. Then I need to go back and play Witcher 3. For my sins, I actually never clocked it.
It's a really good game. I know Com when he gets back has had some issues with Witcher 3. I know that he did. To do with the leveling. How far did you get into it, Alan? Why did you stop? Did you just get bored? Or
it's one of those classic things that something else came out and took my attention away, which is bad because Witcher 3 I was enjoying. I really must go back to it.
It still holds up. Yeah. It still holds up. It plays. Surprisingly, it plays really well on the consoles, which is not something I say that often. It plays really well on the console port was really good. It plays in lovely 60 frames per second, buttery smooth. The voice acting is amazing. The storylines, for the most part, especially the side quests, are amazing. The combat, if there's a flaw, it is the combat, which of course is a big flaw because what are you doing most of the time? Well, you're doing combat, but it's not terrible combat. It's just that the weakest part of it is the combat, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Just it's the weakest part.
I just thought of something. It's because it's one of those games that I started, much like Alien Isolation. I started that and I never went back to it until like many years later. And obviously, that's on the channel too. So yeah, do check it out. It's going to be one of those games where I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to play it and I might just play it on the channel.
Why not? Yeah.
Is it streamable though? Is it one of those streamable games? Some games you have in your head that you think, yeah, I can stream this, is no problem. But when you start playing, thinking, this doesn't work as a stream.
Witcher 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely streamable if you're going to play it.
Okay.
Witcher 3, there is a lot of cutscenes, but they are very engaging cutscenes. They're very engaging cutscenes.
I don't mind cutscenes because some games they're just not streamable for like a series. You can probably do it as a one-off. I mean, if I do Star Fox, I'm basically going to do a playthrough from beginning to end, and that can take about an hour. That's all it is, and that's it. You're done.
One thing I would say, Alan, if you are going to stream a game like that, they are quite long, and
that's the thing.
Especially if you get lost in it. If you don't care about the side quests, which is something you should never do in Witcher, because you want to care about the side quests.
Yes, I know. That's the thing.
But if you want to just binge the main story, you can probably get it done in 25 hours.
One of the reasons why I haven't streamed anything like GTA or Red Dead Redemption, because I'm one of those kind of people who goes across. I just meander. Like I'm heading towards a quest, and then I think, oh, hang on, what's over there? Something appears on your map, and you think, okay, so you just wander off, find something, and you wander off to elsewhere, and you just keep on going, and then you've completely forgotten what you're meant to be doing. I'm one of those kind of people. So me playing Witcher might be quite dangerous. Like, there's going to be a long stream. It might be as long as your XCOM stream, if not longer.
Not long. Oh, we'll see about that. Big up people in the chat. Mostly it's agreement. Rufus loves The Witcher. Witcher 3 holds up, he says. Colm hates it. I plan on playing again when the Evercold expansion. Is that what it's called? The Evercold. Yeah, so there you go. Some people do already know about it. I think Kuva's talking about Final Fantasy 4. What the MMO? Yeah, I never got into the Final Fantasy 14 Kuva MMO. Yeah. Did you get your research, Colm? What did you find out?
Yeah, if you have got the booklets for 7, 8, and 9, you can get about 90 quid.
Well,
the booklets? Do you mean you don't mean the manual of the games?
The strategy guides. You get about 90 quid.
Well, for each one?
No, it's about 30 quid for each one.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's not bad. I think it's about £10-12 each, I think. When I bought
something like that, yeah. I mean, you might get really lucky because depending on your condition as well.
No, they're good. They're good.
A Final Fantasy 7 strategy guide went for nearly 50 quid. Last month.
Ooh, right. I'll have to look at the other strategy guides I've got. I've got quite a few. I didn't throw them away. I'll get them. I still got my Mercenaries 2 one for crying out loud.
Yeah, I don't know if
they won't get anything.
I don't know if Mercenaries 2 has kind of been revered as much as me and you liked it as like a Final Fantasy 7.
I mean, I've still got I think I've got San Andreas still, got Vice City's guide.
They might go for it. They might go.
Mercenaries 2 is 16 quid.
I mean, it's better than nothing, Alan. If you're not going to ever use them again, which one?
True. And plus, I've got the Mass Effects. I think I've got the big hardback of.
I've still got them. I've still got the Mass Effect ones. Yeah. There you go. Since Alan just mentioned it,
Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 official strategy game guide. £73.45.
Nice.
Is that for all three?
That's for all three.
I think we're getting Star Fox next month.
Have you got Andromeda as well?
Andromeda? No.
I bet you hasn't.
So I'm going to say, if you've got the Andromeda one, it goes up to about 98 quid.
Okay. Oh, well.
Everybody hated Andromeda. Why would they care about the strategy guide?
I don't know. Mate, you're talking to somebody that played 20 minutes of Mass Effect and then never played it again. So
me and you need to have words, mate.
No, I'm good.
Fuck it. You didn't like Mass Effect?
No. I didn't. There's a lot of games, mate, that I didn't like, to be fair. I was young when I tried playing it. It just never grabbed me. Like, what's it called? Fallout. You know, it took me a long time to get into Fallout.
Which one?
3.
You didn't like Fallout 3?
No, it took me ages to get into Fallout 3. Ages. I think it was like last year I actually ended up playing the whole game.
I don't know how to respond to this stuff, Alan.
What?
I'm speechless. I
don't know. I mean, he's literally he just spoke about 2 of my favorite games of all time.
3 is one of the best sandbox games you can get. It's a masterstroke from Bethesda. This is when they actually used to be a good studio.
But listen, right? Yeah, I'm in my 30s. You guys are in your 70s, right? It takes time to develop. You know what I mean? Your tastes and everything. Like, I enjoyed when I played Fallout 3, like I said last year, I enjoyed it. It was a good game. And it made me look at Fallout 4, and I went and played Fallout 4, which I didn't enjoy as much.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then obviously I've tried playing The Witcher. Can't get on with that.
So you don't like The Witcher, Mass Effect, or Fallout 3?
No. I don't like The Witcher. I've played Fallout, and I'm now a fan of Fallout 3. I've even gone on to New Vegas. I've got it on my PC.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm playing New Vegas, or I have played it, and I'm going to continue to play it. And it's just I've just never played Mass Effect apart from the first couple of minutes, and I just couldn't get into it. But like I said, this is years ago. This is when it like came out. You know, when it first came out, kind of thing. I just couldn't get into it, so I might have to give it another go.
I don't know. I mean, there are remastered versions which look prettier, but the mechanics are the same. So if it was the more the mechanics that you can get to, I mean, they did improve the controls actually of the first game, because it was well known that the first game, the controls were a little bit, well, not exactly the best, and they realised that, and they kind of fixed the controls for part 2 onwards. And when they did the remaster a couple of years ago, they actually ported over the controls for the later games into the first game. So I say they didn't change stuff, but they actually did. Maybe you should come. But if it was the mechanics that you struggled with, if it's a story, then that's not going to be any different.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it were the mechanics that I couldn't get along with. The story seemed fine, and I like the fact that you can go around and speak to different things, and everything you do affects everything that happens, kind of thing, or it feels that way. It were all right. I just couldn't get into just playing it.
I don't know, mate. I was so. I mean, yeah. Okay, me and Alan are older than you, but I mean, a good game. I mean, I know you like your stories in games. I know you do, because I know a lot of the games you like. I'm surprised that it didn't grab you. I mean, obviously it didn't. I'm surprised it didn't, because that game grabbed me more than most games ever have. Mass Effect.
It just is what it is. Like I said, maybe I need to go back to now that I've actually grown up a bit. 'Cause I mean, when did it come out? Mass Effect.
Oh God.
2006,
Early 2000s,
wasn't it? 7?
Yeah.
Because I had the end credit song on my my God, it could take me back now. I had it on my iPod at the time.
2007 it came out.
There you go.
So what I would have been,
Well, like 12 or 13, wouldn't you?
15.
Oh, okay.
I would have been 15.
Okay, you got a mature mind now. You can.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I've gone back to games that I didn't like back then, and I've enjoyed them.
I'll give it a shot. I mean, Mass Effect 2 is better.
The remasters have been touched up graphically, so I think you could probably play them now, and they might look a little bit dated to you, but not obviously as much as the original games did. So you could probably, I think that, knowing what I know about you, I think you'd be able to handle it, like the graphics and everything. That I don't know if it could be you just don't like the story, and that's fair enough. But it sounds like you probably didn't. If you're saying you didn't play a lot of it, then I guess the real story doesn't really kick in till near the end of the first game, and you then start to realize the kind of what the big bad is, and that's when it really grabbed me, because it was this incredibly deep, and like, I'm a sci-fi nerd anyway, and I know so are you, Com. That's why I thought that maybe you'd be all over it. Once you get into the crux of the story, it becomes this big galactic, real deep thing.
And I just want to add, if you got Game Pass Ultimate, you get it for free. You play it now. And that's the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So
yes, that's the remasters, and that's all free.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's just, I think it was just an age thing. I just couldn't get into it. Like the Metal Gear games. I've never played a Metal Gear game ever. No, I've never played it. But I think that's because I'm very similar to you. I'm not a big spy fan.
Yeah, I'm not.
I think they're quite boring.
As Alan found out, bless him, when he streamed Snake Eater, which I still think is a very good game, but it is an acquired taste, because you do. And Alan, because you played it, you were kind of quite taken back. There was so much talking and talking. There was
a lot.
But I knew that because I played it, and it's like that is a sample. That is a series. That is what that series, and they've all been that way. And so if you don't like sitting around listening to people talk, Metal Gear Solid ain't for
I remember there being some talking in Sons of Liberty, but it seems Snake Eater had a lot more. I mean, I'm gonna go back to Snake Eater, but I'm obviously gonna do it off stream. And then report back once I've done it.
But that's what I mean. Like, if I look at all the games I didn't really enjoy, like, obviously I've never enjoyed any James Bond games ever, and I've tried to play some of the old ones. Didn't enjoy them.
What about GoldenEye? I mean, did you like GoldenEye?
No, I don't like GoldenEye. And the one where you play as Pierce Brosnan, is it Pierce Brosnan? So you got one where you start off in like the Winter Alps or something like that.
I think he did Nightfire, and there was another one he did, Everything or Nothing, I think it was.
So I can't remember which one it is that I played, but I couldn't get into that. Obviously, Hitman's, I just can't play the Hitman's. I've tried. I can't, because I just find it dull and boring. And then even I love the Assassin's Creed games and stuff, but even them where you're like, where you're listening to people or escort missions or following someone, it's boring. It's so slow and dull and tedious. I'm just like, I just want to get in. I want to be part of the action. I don't want to have to hide and just listen to 20 minutes worth of conversation.
No, it isn't a quiet taste, and the Metal Gear Solid, like I say, it is a. I mean, I did think I did and do think that Metal Gear Snake Eater is 100% up Alan's alley because it is that kind of Bond-ish. It is very Bondish.
I'm going to revisit it. I'm going to give it another chance.
But
I think it deserves another chance.
You're going to have to deal with the fact is you're going to be spending a lot of your ass time talking.
I think because obviously when I played Sons of Liberty many years ago, I think I just took it. Maybe my attention span was better then. My attention span, I think it's got a lot worse. I think now.
Yeah.
So when I hear talking, I'm thinking, for crying out loud, can I just get on with it, please? Can I just get on with the mission? Can I just get on with it and do it?
And the part that you played on stream was technically that, as I told you when you were streaming it, that, and I kept saying to you, this is still the tutorial, Alan. This is still the tutorial level.
Tutorial, yeah.
So that's why the first half an hour or hour of that game is literally you have 5 or 10 minutes of gameplay and 50 minutes of them explaining stuff to you. That is how that game started, rightly or wrongly. That is how that game starts.
Okay.
They do let up, but don't get too carried away. They don't let up that much.
Okay. I just saw a comment from Rufus here. This has actually roused my interest.
Yeah, potentially.
Rufus said, never played Hitman either, but I did, however, play the Tenchu series. I remember Tenchu. I remember playing, was it Tenchu Z? I think it was the Xbox 360.
Isn't there a new game of that coming out? Isn't there a new
I don't think there is. No, I don't think there is another Tenchu game.
Is there not?
I could be wrong, but I'd love another Tenchu game. Tenchu Z, I 100%ed.
I thought they announced something. I could be wrong. I don't know. There's so many announcements. I thought they announced something.
Tenchu, there's a remake, apparently.
Yeah, I thought there was something.
There's a remake. Okay. Fair enough.
It's a remake.
There you go, Rufus. A Tenchu remake for you, my friend. Should you want to partake?
God, I feel old. 2007, Tenchu Z came out. Oh my god.
But I guess that's it then, guys. Unless there's anything else, so we've talked about obviously games we've been playing, the games that we might play in June, and the very low. It appears, if you can't tell, we all have quite low expectations about the Summer Games Fest. But who knows? Maybe somebody will surprise us. But I have my doubts. Is there anything else you guys want to chat about, or should we get out of it?
Yeah, I'm good. I was first going to say something. I thought, no, better not.
Go on, then.
No, I'm not going to say it.
No?
It's about Jeff Keighley. No, I'm good.
Well, something might be popping out of Jeff Keighley, but I don't think I want to know about it.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to say is I hope they are listening, and I hope they are paying very close attention. Give me Devil May Cry remakes now, for God's sake.
Never gonna happen.
You'll get that at the same time I get my Resident Evil 5 remake.
Never gonna. Neither one's never gonna. No chance for both of them.
Yeah, the races at Camcom don't want to represent or anything. So.
Speaking of
always a white apparently. So.
Speaking of Resident Evil 5 and the stuff, that has literally reminded me before we go. If there's anything we want to advertise, we should say now. Current streams that are going on, I believe that are still going on, is obviously my XCOM that will probably never end because that's a long ass mod. So we'll get more of that. Alan, I think, is going to do some more Bond once he gets back to it.
Yeah.
Me and Com, probably it looks like tomorrow night, unless the pay-per-view runs really long, and it probably won't. I'm going to be trying to teach Com how to play some base XCOM before people get too upset. It's not going to be the mod because you don't throw someone into that mod. It'll be base XCOM where I try and teach Com the ropes so he can finally try and enjoy it. So that's probably happening tomorrow night. I think me and Alan still want to do a Resident Evil 5 playthrough when we can.
Yeah, we've got to test the servers, haven't we, to make sure they're still...
Yeah, we need to make sure that the sound works. We know we can get the sound to work because we've done it before. It just might be a bit of teething. Is a little bit of a concern about the servers because I have heard a couple of things. Hopefully, they're not as bad as some people have reported. If they are, then I guess there's nothing we can do about it because Capcom aren't going to go back and patch that game anymore. So I think it still works, but I do think there might be issues. So whether or not that means that me and I are going to keep disconnecting from, I don't know. We'll have to give it a test. But the plan is we're going to try to do Resident Evil. If we can't, if the servers won't let us, then they won't. But we'll at least try and get that sorted out. And then, of course, you've got all the shows, as you've said, next week, starting with the... well, we thought it was going to be the PlayStation Mum list, but apparently it's the 1st of June. So on Monday is when they will start. So we're going to try to cover as many as we can. I'm not going to promise and say we'll cover everyone. It is going to depend on who's available and who's willing. I'm willing to do most of them just for a laugh, but I'll see if I don't really want to do them all by myself. So it depends on the other boys if they want to join in. Anything else? Anyone got planned? Colm, do you know if the Five Nights at Freddy's game is going to be your next game, or are you still not totally sure about that?
No, yeah, the FNAF Security Breach is going to be my next game.
There you go.
Mm.
So Colm will be doing that.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one of those games in. Well, I don't think I've seen the gameplay to any of those games. I've seen clips here and there, but
it's not what you think, Alan. It's a different kind of. It is set in that kind of universe with those characters because I know because that's what I thought it was as well. But Colm showed me footage. It's actually more like a kind of an Alien Isolation kind of thing where
sweet,
you're like
cool,
hiding and doing stuff like that, isn't it? So
nice. Okay,
should be a lot of fun. It looks a bit different. It looks a bit different. Okay, well, I don't know when Com's going to start that, when he feels ready, but yeah, look out for that at some point as well. So that's what us three are going to be doing next, at least for probably over the next couple of weeks to a month. So look out for all that stuff. But if no one's got anything left to say, then I guess that's it for another month. Everyone go and enjoy your games for June. Pray we get a nice announcement of something next week. You never know. Fingers crossed. You never know. But yeah, everybody enjoy your games for the next month. And we'll be back this time next month. We'll be discussing everything that has or has not happened in June. So I want to say thanks to Com and Alan. Thank you, gents, for joining me again.
You're welcome.
No problem.
And yeah, keep gaming, guys. And we'll see you again next month. Take care and bye for now.